What's up guys, Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, David Mosagao, Cuz here. He was sitting really far away from me, now he's nice and close. We're going to do the Roger Gracie close guard, open and pass. Now, loads of you will struggle to open the close guard. It's one of the most difficult things to do in Jiu-Jitsu. Don't end up there. Don't end up there is the simple answer. But if we do, and if we've got some weight behind us, then we're going to do this opening, okay? Now obviously if we're very, very tiny, yeah, you can still do it, but it's going to be much more difficult. If you weigh 115 kilos like Roger, much easier. So, I've been putting close guard, oh no. Alright, I'm going to take an underhook, I'm going to start to smash it. Okay, so I'll do one and you will see. I underhook, control. Okay, we do from the other side. And what we saw there is there's a couple variations that we can do, a couple different grips that we can take, but the principles remain the same, and I'm going to explain those to you now. What I'm aiming to do is fold him up as if he was being stacked in an armbar, okay? And then I'm going to encourage him to open his guard. Now, what I mean by that is, I take an underhook, and Roger goes over. There's a video of Braulio doing it where he takes a crossface. It's all the same thing. It's going to keep him attached to me. Okay, it's going to keep his head down here as I circle out. Because if I circle and he just runs away from me, we end up covering no distance. Okay, so as I underhook and I cross and close his head, I pop to my feet, and what I want to do is I want to start to stack him with circling. So as I circle, I keep my stack. Now what I want Cuz to do, if he can, is keep your guard closed. Okay? So as I circle, Cuz keeps his guard closed. Here. Now, what I've done is I've completely bypassed Cuz's bum. Okay? Because his bum is off over there, he's created the angle himself. And what he might think is that he can start opening his guard and trying to sweep me in this direction by using this like pendulum type sweep. But as long as I keep my balance here, that's difficult. And what's going to happen is if he opens his guard, I'm going to trap his leg. Okay? Now, what I don't want to happen is to get into a position like this where he can force me back, and now I'm perhaps in a triangle or something like that where I get caught. So once he opens, what I want to do is create the pressure with my positioning that I control his foot and then control his knee. Because if I can pass his knee, I end up past the guard. If I can't pass his knee, I end up in that triangle. Okay, so if we try again. Okay, so I'm here, I take my underhook and I pop up. Watch how I clear the bum. Right now his bum is between both my legs. And now it's outside, okay? And he thinks he maybe has this pendulum sweep. But as long as I stay heavy on my left hip, that sweep is not there, okay? I make sure I have my underhook. If I lose that, he disappears out the back door and he comes around to my back. Okay, so what I'm aiming to do is have loads of pressure here so that when he opens, I can hug this foot. But look how low his knee is. If I just try and do this, what will happen is he'll use his shin to push me back away. So I have to clear that knee. And there's a couple ways that I can do that. I can do it with body positioning by walking around to north-south, or I can do it by physically picking up and moving his leg. And they're both valid options, okay? So, one of the ways, we go here, and I keep walking. And I'm more like in north-south now. we just turn. So now I'm more like in north-south, and I put my right hip through. His knee is now past his body, and I keep hipping in, hipping in, hipping in, and he's all twisted, and then I can come back. My other option, if you stay where you are, my other option in that position is to hug and then to collect with this hand. And now as I pull in that direction, I use my hips to drag his leg out of the way so I end in a side control position. So both are valid. We can use either way. Sometimes you use one. Sometimes you find that you'll try to do so much with your body positioning that you actually end up off balance, and we don't want that, okay? If you watch the video that's had like 1 million views of Roger doing this in the academy, Roger walks all the way around to north-south and perhaps even past, but at all times he had fantastic base, and his poor opponent crushed underneath him was all folded up and was never going to recover guard or sweep Roger, and that's what we want. What I don't want is to commit so much with my hips or my body positioning that I lose my stability. Okay? So, in the video with Roger as well, Roger also collapsed onto the guy. Yeah, that's not pleasant at all. He's going to open his guard though. So, underhook, dive, up. Okay? And then Roger kind of threw himself and dived to here. And then walk, catch. And now I can feel that if I just drop this hip in, I'm able to clear that knee and take my side control position. So obviously the heavier you are, the better this position is going to work, but it is something that I've seen working at the lighter weights. Okay? I just don't want to make him go all the way out, pop around to my back. Okay? So if you like the video, if you like Roger Gracie, like the video. If you don't like the video, thumbs down twice. Haha, tricks you. Come back for more, subscribe, click something, click over here, do whatever you want. I don't know. Anything?
Nothing.
No? Roger.